want to achieve your goals, realize your full potential, and become the greatest version of yourself in this life, there is one specific word that you have to delete from your vocabulary forever. And this word acts like invisible shackles. It'll hold you back from everything you want in life. And the kicker is that this word refers to a concept that really only exists in the human mind. So this word is quite literally a figment of your imagination. And so the word that you want to delete from your vocabulary forever is the word deserving. And the reason why you want to delete the word deserving from your vocabulary is because it is a concept that human beings project onto reality, and it's very subjective, so everybody has a different understanding of what it means to deserve and not deserve things. And then instead of actually pursuing our goal and putting effort and time into the things that actually move the needle forward, instead we go on a little side quest over here to prove ourselves worthy of achieving and pursuing our goal. And so let's say that I have a goal that I want to start my own business and I want to be successful in that business. But then I also have this idea that I need to somehow meet some kind of arbitrary standard in order to deserve pursuing or achieving that goal. And maybe I have this idea that, oh, I need to work X amount of hours in order to achieve that goal, or I need to work extra hard at something, or I need to do X, Y, and Z over here before I deserve to achieve that goal. And then I spend so much time trying to deserve to achieve it that I don't actually focus on the tasks that are going to be the highest leverage tasks for bringing that goal to fruition. And the issue here is that when I'm down in this illusion of deserving, it feels like just a law of reality that I have to match up to instead of something that I'm subjecting myself to. And over the past 8 years working with clients who struggle with self-sabotage, I've found that very often it's because the client believes, oh, I don't deserve to achieve this goal. And oftentimes this can cause them to feel like they have to suffer for their goal, or they have to put in tons and tons of time and effort toward their goal, even if that time and effort doesn't lead out to any tangible benefit. This also causes a lot of people to not charge enough for what it is that they're offering because they don't feel like they've hit the bar of deserving to be compensated well for their goods and services. And the concept of deserving also can cause people to pass up great opportunities that they genuinely qualify for, or to be on a constant hamster wheel of seeking more information and more education, even though they're plenty qualified already to do the work that they're wanting to do. And another common outcome that comes from this concept of deserving and not deserving being projected onto reality is the sense that they have to match some kind of arbitrary moral standard. Like, oh, if I made this mistake in the past, it means that I don't deserve this. Or it means that I have to become this exact type of person in order to deserve to pursue or achieve my goals. Or even feeling that they need to constantly fix and heal and change themselves because they're just not good enough to meet that bar yet. And in this dynamic, there's often a constant moving of goalposts where it's like, okay, once I hit this line, I'll deserve. And then that person hits the line, and then they're like, okay, well, maybe not that line, this line. And then they keep going and, they keep redrawing the lines that they need to hit in order to deserve to pursue and achieve their goals. And so it's just so common that people will sabotage their success because they feel like they don't deserve their success. And if they do get to that finish line and they actually achieve the thing they're looking to achieve, but they believe they don't deserve it, oftentimes they'll blow up that opportunity. And so, of course, all of these waste a tremendous time and effort, and for no reason whatsoever, because again, deserving is a figment of the human imagination. Deserving does not exist as a quality in the universe. It's something that the individual person decides and then projects onto that reality. And of course, we're shaped by cultural influences too, so we can have, like, let's say one particular group might have a sense that, oh, this is the bar for deserving, but another group might have the idea that, oh, this is the bar for deserving. But all of that exists in the human mind. It doesn't actually exist outside of yourself, and yet it causes so many people to waste so much time, so much energy, and to really hold themselves back from their true potential. Now, if all of this is resonating with you so far and you want to learn more about how to get out of your own way, how to stop self-sabotaging, I highly recommend checking out my free webinar, 3 Shadow Work Secrets to Get Out of Your Own Way and Reach Your Full Potential Without Having to Fight Yourself, and the link is down below in the description box. Also, if you would like to work with me one-on-one to let go of your self-sabotaging behaviors so you can finally achieve your goals, there's also a link to an application below in the description box. Now, a quick caveat that I would mention here is that deserving is different than qualifications, right? So, like, let's say that you wanted to get hired at a particular job, right? So, you wanted to go work for this company, and that company had a certain list of skills that you had to master before you were qualified for that job. So, that's qualification, and there's practical reasons for qualification. However, it's not that, oh, I got this job because I deserved it or didn't deserve it. That's oftentimes something that humans will project onto things like that. But it's not about deserving and not deserving. It's about qualifying and being a good fit for that company culture. And so the concept of deserving and qualification must be split apart, and oftentimes people will mix those two things together. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention about deserving is that it tends to come from shame and to also proliferate shame. And so shame is the idea that there is something fundamentally wrong with or invalid about ourselves, and that we have to fix or change that something that's invalid about ourselves to prove ourselves worthy in some way. And so when we project this deserving qualifier onto ourselves, it causes us to feel like, oh, I'm not deserving as I am. There's something invalid about my existence or the way that I am, and I need to fix myself, and I need to change myself, and I need to prove myself. And so then we end up spinning our wheels, just trying to compensate for some fundamental illusion of lack that we have. And the issue here is that even if we meet our standards that we set, if we say, okay, I'm invalid as I am, but if I fix myself and change myself and I succeed at doing X, then I'm going to be okay, and I'm going to be able to like myself and love myself and feel okay with myself. Even putting the qualifier there, even if we hit that bar, even if we match up to that goal, we are still going to feel shame, and we are still going to feel like we are not enough as we are. For example, let's say that I feel like in order for me to be valid that I have to be successful, right? And so let's say I match that bar. Let's say I become super successful. That actually isn't going to resolve that fundamental sense of lack and that fundamental sense of shame, because it was predicated on the idea that I wasn't enough as I am until I reached that goal. And the idea of deserving is fully woven throughout this concept, the sense of, oh, I need to prove myself first to be deserving before I can actually pursue and have the life that I want to have. And that's quite a different motivator compared to, hey, I would love to have a successful business because you know what, that would be a lot of fun and I would find that really fulfilling. And so I'm going to put forth all the practical effort to make that happen because I love myself and I'm okay as I am, and I get to pursue the kind of life that I want to have. So any kind of sense of proving your deservedness tends to just cause and proliferate that sense of shame, even if you hit the standards that you feel like you need to hit in order to deserve something. And this is why I recommend striking deserve from your vocabulary altogether. I stopped using the word deserve 10 years ago when I realized that it was a figment of my imagination, and it has benefited me in so many ways since then. But it's very important also to have some things to replace the concept of deserving with. And so making sure that you have these mindset shifts in place will be very important. So the first mindset shift is this: I am inherently valid, and I don't need to do anything to change myself or fix myself or prove myself or heal myself to deserve to pursue the life that I want to pursue. The second mindset shift is that deserving only exists in my imagination and not as a natural law of the universe that I'm expected to match up to. And the third mindset shift is I only do what is practically necessary for achieving my goals. And so there's already probably a ton of effort that you have to put in to achieve your goals and to pursue the life that you want to pursue. You don't have to add extra obstacles in the way like deserving and like, oh, I need to work extra hard over here, prove myself this way over there. You can just take all of those out and just go directly towards the things that you practically need to do in order to make your goals a reality. So remove deserving from your vocabulary altogether. Again, it's an imaginary concept. It does nothing more than hold you back, and you'll see that this will open up so many more possibilities for you and will take a lot off of your plate that you didn't even need to do in the first place. And if you want to learn more about how to shift your mindset in order to open up even more possibilities for yourself, I highly recommend checking out this video right here.